Hey there, Panama City Hydrographics. I just wanted to check in with you guys and kind of give you a little bit of an update on the wide body car that we're working here. This would be our Shop 350Z. We've been working on this for a couple of months now, and I have to say it's significantly more work than I would have thought to get these panels in place. Not just the body work and the fitment, but the overall adjustments to the structure of the car, the cutting of the fenders and removing the inner liner and all that stuff. Really a lot more difficult than I thought. But I'd have to say the results are quite outstanding. This body kit we got here from Ground Designs, it's their circuit wide body. We didn't pick up the overall kit. The kit came from another uh, manufacturer ages ago, but I have to say that as far as this wide body is concerned, I'm pretty satisfied with the overall fitment right out of the box. There was very little work that had to be done, but there was some refinishing that needed to be done. I had a couple of areas where the gel coat cracked, and that's a bit difficult to get filled in, but a lot of research and poking around, I figured out how to get that done properly. I'd have to say that overall it looks like it's coming together quite well. The rest of the car still kind of looks like poo, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, one piece at a time. Um, so we got a few different patterns here, and I know that kind of looks awkward up close, but I figured the overall effect would kind of go well, considering that from afar it kind of gives it this mottled, marbled look. But when you get closer, you start seeing a lot of these really intricate details. Some of these patterns are pretty cool. This one right here is an old school pattern, at least that's what it's called. It's got a little hodgepodge mix of very, different cars and older pinup models and hearts and things. We have our True Flame there. Over on the A-pillar, kind of cutting away from it. Haven't put the emblems back in place, I need to do that. But over here on the A-pillar we have a pattern called Insanity. On the mirrors here, that's Inferno Black or something like that. It's a pretty cool skull film. It's not so obviously skulls, not like this Insanity pattern here. If you'll notice, there is a bit of a tone difference in the color on the A-pillar versus the rest of the car. That's because on the A-pillar I used a binder to a clear binder. It's like a paint without pigment to hold the candy, and for the rest of the stuff I decided to tinker around with, and I went ahead and did in the clear coat itself, and it gives the color a different hue, but it also gives it a great deal more depth on the rest of the car. So I'll probably end up redoing those A-pillars at some point here, but I'd have to say that overall we're quite satisfied. Now if I can get my hands on a driver's side door, we can pull the doors off and get going on those. Um, just about everything on this car is going to be able to get done in some fashion or another. I'd imagine for the quarter panels I'll just use some airbrush or something. Uh, yeah, anyway, I'd have to say though, if any of you guys are out there thinking about doing this, don't be discouraged, but I would highly suggest that you do your research and get educated before you go taking it on. There's a whole lot more involved than I ever would have thought, and there's definitely no going back. So having made my decisions, I had to run down the road, and with all kinds of modifications I had never really planned or intended to do. Those wheels I had to buy, to fill in this kit. I mean, I was rolling around on stocks before. Imagine how absurd that must have looked, like 9 inches in there. But the wheels are, some custom 3-piece jobs that I got from a pal of mine for an exceptional deal. They look amazing. I know the car is dirty. I've been working on it, sanding the roof and other parts. It's pretty sandy out here. But yeah, anyway. If you guys have any questions or any input, feel free to, drop us a message or a comment or whatever. We try to keep a track of our channel as best we can, and got some more parts coming in soon. So I mean, we're gonna be working on those doors. We're gonna be working on the roof. We have some louvers coming in for the rear window. I have a wing, a duckbill wing that I'm gonna put on the back. I'm not a fan of those big old, GT style wings. Not knocking anybody that has one, but I'd rather a more, subtle look that kind of flows with the car, And then, once we got the more difficult stuff done, we're going to move on to probably the front bumper and the side skirts, and then last but not least, the rear bumper. But yeah, let us know what you think. If you got any questions, hit us up. Thanks for checking us out.